right, the Pistons end up dropping the game to the Caps. I ain't surprised, man. NBA need a series to go 7. It looked like they was able to stretch the Timberwolves series to 6. And last night I can't watch it though. I'm sorry, I can't sit and watch a whole NBA game. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I try. I can't. The Schroeder foul, the Harden foul. I just can't watch what they've done to basketball, man. It is a true atrocity what they have done to the first sport I ever loved. It's an atrocity, man. But let me get back to my point, right? Either they want to, break betters and then have Detroit win in Cleveland, and then they may let them play Game 7, right? And whoever win Game 7. But they want to get this to at least a 7. I really think they want to get it to a 7th game because the calls you had last night, man, ain't no way you can take your money and go down there and watch that shit. Ain't no way you can sit there, and if you grew up like I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s basketball, you can watch this. The only people that's really watching this is because they're Detroit fans. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. They traveling, they flopping for fouls. It's a bad sport, bro. It is the worst sport going in America. It literally is. The NHL is better. Major League Baseball is better. I watch professional pickleball because every 5 seconds there's a foul call. And ever since the Caps started complaining, and let me say this, and put my other conspiracy brother hat on. Think about this foul disparity they got in Cleveland, and those games were fairly close. Now, the Pistons had some meltdowns in there, of course, but when you got a team who got to the foul line. When they had a player, at least in Game 4, who got to the foul line more than your entire team, come on, man. Come on now. They got to your foul line. And I looked at the numbers last night while the game was going on, and the Cleveland had way more free throws. I can't watch this shit, man. They had 38 free throws on our home court to our 20. They had 38 free throws on our home court to our 20. They had 31. They had only 16 personal fouls to our 26. Now, if there's some other things in there that we're going to talk about, absolutely. There's a lot of things that we can talk about that was wrong on our end. But at the end of the day, they don't want to see they want to see this series extended. And then my other B side or my other conspiracy is that they want to have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell in the Eastern Conference Finals for they want to have them there for for TV rights. I just washing my hands, man. I've really thought about walking away from covering basketball on both channels altogether. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm considering it. I just can't watch. I can't watch it, bro. I be trying to force myself to watch it, but it's just such a horrible product. And I understand whether you a Gen Zer or you're a late millennial, you know what I'm saying? You probably like, man, what are you talking about? This is great. But it's not. Basketball doesn't look like guys taking 4 steps, dragging the pivot foot, carrying the ball up the court, flopping, being the actress for a foul call. And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. But it's a bunch of females out there. That's the real WNBA. The WNBA got more men, more masculinity than the NBA. They wearing bonnets, they wearing dresses, they wearing purses. It's hard to watch. And they really trying to push this international shit. But, they had a meltdown last night again. And that's just to the simple fact that when you an athlete like, hey, even LeBron in his prime or Michael in his prime, you can't carry a team 24/7. You need a little bit of help. Especially when you got, Harden getting to the free throw line 14 times, right? You got Mitchell who got there 6. How many times you think K got there? I say under 10. 8 times. So he right on par with him, with Donovan Mitchell, right? Almost on par. I mean, Other than that, Tobias Harris, he's done enough this series. Dennis Jenkins, he showed up last night, took some mid-range shots finally. Other than that, Paul Reed had another good game, but they continue to they cut Durham minutes a little bit last night. Played Stu a little bit more. LeVert. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, they should have won that game last night. Durham ain't did his part. Asar doing what he do. But Durham, I don't know. I'm mad at Tobias. Tobias has done enough. Stu came in, hit a couple big threes. I did see that. But in general, come on, man. In general, they had 21 from Mitchell, 20, 30 from Harden. And it didn't shoot the ball well. Neither one of them shot the ball great. 3 for, 19 for Mobley. I mean, they didn't broke Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren is broken. Strus gave him 20 off the bench, man. I mean, they came in and took a game. When the Pistons should have ended this shit in 4 games. They should have, but they kept cleaving around with foul calls. And this is why, I just feel like I know that the NBA it should be really investigated, because how do we have superstar fouls? There shouldn't be no superstar foul. You shouldn't get the benefit of a doubt. A foul is a foul. A travel is a travel, regardless of who the player is. Regardless who the player is, man, it's all about money at this point. And this is why people love the NCAA men's basketball tournament, because it's organic. It's one and done. Now you have cases where, guys are point shaved and, you know what I'm saying? You have cases of that, but you're going to have that, back in the day and probably currently. They had another scandal, but that's going to come there. But for the most part, it's organic. This is why people love, this is why people continue to love, the playoffs. The NFL playoffs, because it's organic. One and done. I'm not going to say it don't have any inorganic properties to it, but then it's one and done. Here you go, them stringing shit out. Oh, this need to be strung out. That was a horrible game called last night. And then that bitch ass Tony Brothers, the rest of I'm running for mayor of Norfolk. Man, please. The NBA know what they doing, dog. Like, I just don't understand how y'all sit through a whole game. It's impossible for me to sit there and watch a whole NBA game. It's literally impossible, dog. I don't enjoy watching none of these dudes. Not named Anthony Edwards. And I watch the Pistons because they're the hometown team and I cover them. But I'm seriously considering not covering basketball at all. I'm seriously thinking like I may not cover it no more because it's fake, bro. This is like me covering WWE. Like, wow, what am I covering something for that's scripted? WWE was the original reality TV. This is what it is. The NBA is listed as an entertainment company. It's exactly what it is. You could talk about the trip at the end of the game. I seen the trip, right in front of the referee. That lets you know then and there. I'm telling you, they tell these. Tim Donaghy told y'all a long time ago, man. A lot of stuff, one day, a lot of these other, just the sports, they, I don't know. And check this out. So there's been a lot of talk about this, right? So it says the NBA is classified as an entertainment entity, not strictly regulated sports and content. Allegations that the league or its officials fix games to boost ratings or revenue remain unsubstantiated conspiracy theories rather than proven fact. While individual referee scandals have occurred, widespread predetermination of guys heavily doubt. Like I said, legally classification. Some argue the professional sports league, NBA can legally classify entertainment rather than being regulated as a pure competitive sport, leading to claims that they are not. Of course, that lets you know right there. What is the WWE? What is the WWE, real quick? And I'll get to the end of this game. The WWE is publicly branded as sports entertainment. It's entertainment, dog. This is not basketball. This is not basketball. And when the athletes laugh about us saying they got a script for the season, they laughing. But the trip at the end of the game, of course, man, I'm telling y'all, they wanted to get this to six or this two part. This two parts. Either they want to stretch this out and break the betters. It was 61% chance that the Pistons win this game. All right. So they took the money with game 5, right? What's this game 5? Now either they're gonna let the Pistons win game 6 and probably let them play game 7, right? Or they want to get Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to the Eastern Conference Finals for it to be a bigger series versus the Knicks. Either way, they lost the rate, not lost the. I'm just done with it. I've been done for years. I just cover the Pistons, but also something else I wanted to mention. Jesus Christ, I can't remember what it was now, but it is what it is, man. You know, they know what they're doing. We all understand what they're doing, man. And it's sad. In my opinion, it's sad that we just agreed it's taking over this country. It's been taking over this country. But, I mean, for the most part, dog, I wouldn't invest no money. I told anybody that listen, stop betting on this. I told plenty of people, stop betting on the NBA. It's fake, bro. It is not real basketball. It is fake. It is not real sports. It is fake, bro. All this shit is scripted. They can't have all these series should have ended in 5. Minnesota, Spurs should have ended them in 5. That's why they suspended Wemby. The Knicks swept them. The Lakers got swept, and then the Pistons should have swept the Cavs. They didn't allow that to happen. How can you cry for more foul calls and get it? Donovan Mitchell not like that, bro. Nigga ain't never been an MVP candidate to be able to cry like that. But it is what it is. But but let me say this too. We'd be a little bit long-winded on this video. Jalen Duren, man. 2 years in a row. Now this year, if this was their first year, you give him a pass. You like, well, maybe he injured. Maybe his paw hurt, his toe hurt. Maybe he injured, man. I just think he just, I don't know, man. If you want to hand him some money, I don't care at this point. Horrible performance once again. Now if he injured, he injured. But last year he wasn't injured. He stayed in foul trouble in that Knicks series, and we just chalked it up as a learning experience. Now a lot of people are saying that, hey man, he young and we could wait for him. Well, however you feel about it, however you feel about his performance, but had he played up to par, they probably would have won this series in 3. I say that jokingly. But that's another reason, he ain't played up to par. And, for people that remain optimistic or he'll figure it out, or I don't want him to leave and go somewhere else and be a superstar somewhere else. I mean, I don't really care what they do at this point. I don't care if they keep him, they keep him. If they don't, they don't. I'm a fan. I think he's a fantastic player. I love his athletic ability. But it's too many times I've seen a lot of these dudes come into this league and they don't develop. They don't develop. He had a lot of injury histories early on, so hopefully he figure it out now, and I believe he will. But will it be here? Most likely, yeah. They have obviously JB Bickerstaff's loyalty to Jalen Duren, and not what's best to the team by playing Paul Reed. His loyalty there let you know they gonna pay him. They gonna do whatever they do to keep him, and I just don't care no more. It's a bunch of overpaid NBA athletes, man. It's a bunch of them, dude, that's getting a whole bunch of money that they don't deserve. You got dudes who never average 20, dudes getting $100 million contracts like clockwork, and then, can't even dribble the ball. So, but hey, hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. But in general, it is what it is, man. I understand. You gotta understand the NBA don't never had no love for the small markets like Detroit, Indiana. That's why they fucked Indiana over in the draft lottery. Let me say this too. They're gonna want to, they taking Cleveland to the Eastern Conference Finals to get mopped by New York. They don't want Detroit versus New York. They don't want Detroit in the finals. They don't. Only reason the Spurs got Victor Wembanyama is because Popovich lost his fucking wife. That's the only reason they got him. That's the only reason they got him. And I'm just keeping it a bean. Some people might not like what I'm saying. I'm just keeping it a bean. All this shit fixed. The draft lottery been fixed. Go look at the inaugural draft lottery with Patrick Ewing and Bill Simmons video, and I believe it was the '84 draft lottery. The shit was fixed. Live on TV, Bill Simmons caught it being fixed. Got all video on it. You can find it. I'm telling y'all, man, all this shit is fixed. They want to get Halliburton out of Indiana. They gonna get Anthony Edwards out of Minnesota. That's why I said the league should just be 4 teams. But hey, that's another rant for another day. Peace.